Happy 420, family. Alright? First and foremost, happy 420. You know, check them out. Nigga, we made it. We're here. Yeah. This is your brother Red Pill, and this here is a special edition of Sunday Service. Alright? Last week on Sunday Service, we had a very interesting conversation about a state of how things were going on in the universe, or rather in the United States, as a result of this COVID-19 crisis. So this week we find ourselves in a place where the COVID-19 is attacking melanated communities at a rate that hasn't been seen since the Katrina travesty. We haven't seen so many people of melanin in America die around the same time in a very long time. So this is a week of mourning. This is a week of a lot of people feeling that, you know, this thing is a real threat. This is the week that a lot of this thing hit home. We've collectively watched for weeks upon weeks upon weeks when it was affecting a whole bunch of other people around the world and whatnot. And then about a week ago, it became personal. Baba Kalindi lost his battle with the complications of the COVID-19. And then right after that, two other masters lost their lives, you know, or lost lost the battle, or made a transition. And to be honest with you, because of the way that this thing is being grossly misreported and people are being diagnosed, although, you know, some people who are elderly are dying of complications that are not COVID symptom-like, is still being diagnosed as COVID. So what I do know is a lot of people who are in our community may transition between the weeks of last week leading up into this week. You know, a family member of mine, a cousin of mine, Ronnie, you know, I say his name, Rise in Power, you know, so it hit home. And now we're looking at the possibilities, because as it hit home, the information also hit home at the same time. Let me put this down for a minute. You know, this is hemp for the family that's out there. Shout out to all of my marijuana smokers, but this right here is some hemp. Shout out to Smoke and Grow Rich. That CBD is very enlightening. It's you know, it has some healing medicinal properties. You know, what we've been seeing take place. Hold on, let me put this up. And first and foremost, peace to all of the family that's out there. Love and light to everybody in the building. Salute. You know, if I don't see you or whatever, salute to everybody. You know, I remember being here last year. We were in LA with Nipsey Hussle, right? Remember that? You know, Ascension Protocol, the God has risen, right? The ritual that took place, not just an ordinary killing, you know, not just a whodunit and whatnot. It's still somewhat unsolved, but an assassination. But that assassination elevated somebody who was relatively unknown by a large portion of the people, and his death. In his death, their eyes were opened up. Right? Their eyes were opened up. They were made aware of who this man was, and not only about his music. More people who were aware that he was a musician was made aware of all of the monumental changes that he was doing in his community. All of the quote-unquote Afro-futuristic stuff that he was into, like having a smart store, how ahead he was in the quote-unquote tech curve. You know how innovative he was right there in the middle of Crenshaw, and he was active. You know, and he was not dumbing himself down. He was not quote unquote tucking his consciousness. He wasn't apologizing for his intellect. He wasn't, because there's a lot of smart dumb niggas out there, people that get around other people and just act dumb just to fit in. They dumb themselves down. They turn themselves off to fit in around other people. But he was keeping it a buck. He was talking about authors and the books that he was reading. You know what I mean? He was, he was giving it up to whoever was teaching or he was learning from, and giving people nuggets to go and search on their journeys. And then they got to meet his mother, his angelic mother. And then they got to learn about his angelic his beautiful children and everything. So a year ago we were here, and ironically, I believe Easter fell on 420. You know what I'm talking about? So that was an interesting lineup and whatnot. But that was definitely God has risen. That was Ascension protocol, like the energy and the power and the longevity and the sacredness of Saint Nip is stronger today than it was a year ago. His legacy is basically it exists in millions of people, babies all the way up, and the story hasn't even been told. And ever since then, from that point to right now, we've had Dr. Sebi, right, being instantly propelled into the narrative, right? Just instantly placed the minute that the situation happened with the ascension of someone whose name was God has risen, who died at 33, who had messianic forces, he had messianic energy, right? He fit all of the criteria. He had 2 nations in his bosom, right? He's an African American. The whole Eritrea, that whole royal bloodline thing, where they're celebrating 2012 right now, by the way. He had a Christos type of energy. It's undeniable. You cannot deny it. If anybody's out there with their super biblical stances, get you some stilettos and, you know what I'm saying? Change your stance, because this mythos is playing out in real life. You have to be able to see it in the now and be able to see what you see. As many Christs, as many the Christ, as many Messiahs, him being one. So his ascension, right? You have to use the right language when you speak about certain things. His ascension propelled Dr. Sebi into the light of the quote-unquote masses, into the light of the quote-unquote people, into the light of the quote-unquote hip-hop generation. They were tethered and superimposed, right? They were superimposed. They were somewhat entangled. They were somewhat quantum entangled. So as a result of that, when you hear Nipsey, you hear Sebi. When you hear Sebi, you hear Nipsey, although these two never met, right? Although these two never, he didn't even save his life. He never even, he just saved his life by Nipsey knowing about him, by being so intrigued about him, by being quote unquote, in awe of who this man was and is and always will be. So that set off a whole, and then Nipsey's example that he set has set off a whole frequency wave to where a lot of people don't find it cool to be mentally dead or to be mentally challenged or to be quote unquote dumb. And you know what I'm talking about. Pants are being pulled up. Niggas is walking more upright. Books are being read. You know what I'm talking about? Conversations and frequencies are beginning to change. This has taken place in a year's time. What we use these dates and calendars is for measurement. So the measurement was a year ago, which felt like it was about 10 years ago, to keep it 1,000, right? The shit felt, you know what I'm talking about? It felt like 10 years done passed. The kind of work 2020 done put on the gods. But it was a year ago. And you use that as a measuring rod. You use that as a measuring stick. You know what I'm talking about? You use that as a point of reference. So the point of reference was niggas had virgin eyes a year ago. A year later, we are witnessing what we know as not just the quickening, but the hyper speed of consciousness. This is what's happening. Whereas it took some of us 10 years to learn something, or it took about 10 or 15 years for something to even materialize, it's taken certain new students 3 days. And shit just, you know what I'm talking about? The whole timeline is everything that you was researching. It's all coming to ground. Everything is just manifesting. You know, there's people learning more in a stretch of about 2 years than some people might have learned in about 10. And it's supposed to be like that. That's showing you that everything is obeying the rules. Everything is obeying the laws that govern them. You know, and we're flattening the curve. You know what I'm saying? Which will it will make room for something else to take place. But that's what's taking place. A lot of people, especially right now, where people are at home and they got questions, and there's a lot of material out there to surf through. Although there's a lot of scrubbing going on these social medias about all things 5G related, all things that are not WHO approved about COVID. Now that they got defunded, now what? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, there's some narrative. There's a lot of windows that are open that a whole bunch of Negroes with pens and pencils and notebooks should be climbing through. You know what I'm saying? And taking full advantage. The emperor has no clothes. And nobody is writing about nudity right now. Nobody is exposing that enough, I'm saying. Like, let's not talk about the artists at all. If a nigga rolls out an album 6 months from now and talk about this shit came about during the corona, I'm like, fam, you're late. You know, it's right now it's like day 66. And, the baby got niggas, by along. You know what I mean? Baby got a head start on niggas. The baby, pardon me. You know what I'm saying? The baby Jesus got a head start on you niggas. Because nobody's putting out real music. The fucking rap battles is showing us the sorry truth of the matter that we exist in a time where music sucks ass. You understand? We're getting the last drop of a motherfucking rock that has been squeezed, you know what I'm saying, immensely. There has to be some type of renaissance coming because this is not it. If we go back to the lower vibration, if we go back to the self-hatred, if we go back to the toxicity, if we go back to the music that induces COVID-19 symptoms, then we is sick, massa. You know what I mean? Then we deserve everything that happens because there's a few plagues lined up after this that they got in the motherfucking holster. You know what I'm talking about? They talking about 4 hurricanes, a few famines. There's rumors of niggas wanting to do some school shootings, although the schools are closed, so they're gonna improvise. There's a lot of shit going on. So the crickets that exist in Holly fucking weird. The only noise that you hear is Dr. fucking Shiva, you know what I'm saying, screaming on these niggas. And everybody else leading that charge. That's the ruckus that you hearing coming out of Hollywood. And everything else is niggas trying to cover for Ellen. They told me that Charlemagne gave her a spanking. Did he ask her, was she on fucking house arrest? Huh? Did he ask her, did she use motherfucking 1-800, you know what I'm saying? The Legal Aid Society? Perry Mason or something? Come on. Look, all of this shit is bad theater. This opportunity is for you niggas to dunk the ball once in your life. They cancel the NBA. Are you niggas gonna get on the court and play? It's some niggas out here on these courts. You know what I'm talking about? Moving the rock. It's some niggas out here doing the do. And the world is watching. Remember, they shut down all that fake shit. All of these Roman Colosseums. All of this slave bucking shit. Nigga, don't run with the pigskin. And you niggas don't dribble the ball. And you niggas, you can't hit. You can't. Everybody sit down. Pay attention. Coronavirus. Let's see what these niggas finna do. Because it's the crown rising or it's the coronavirus. Then they start playing their games. Tag, you're it. And all of these actors popped up. Prince Charles was like, I think I'm sick. Boris Johnson was like, oh, I'm not feeling well. Didn't Elton John say some shit that he came under? Nigga D-Ray hopped in the motherfucking, into the theater the other day. Okay? Who else is running around? All of the guys in Iran that got beat up. All of the people in Iran, the leaders or the political figures, they got it. Then Prince Charles got it. He's the UK. Then Boris got it. He's Prince Charles, not the UK. He's the crown. He's the top of this shit. Okay? He's the crown. There's the church and the crown. He's the crown. And then the church is Rome or Italy. And they got it. And then Spain got it. And that's the crown. And they got it. And then Turkey got it. I don't know what's going on, but it ain't what they telling you. So, I don't know. Should I thank the ancestors? They like, yo, you niggas is not returning our emails. We out here putting, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's behind what's going on? And what are you looking at? They got up here and was like, yo, black people, y'all about to die. Then black people start dying. Black people been dying. Right? But they allowed Fauci. They allowed a hit squad of economic hitmen, Big Pharma, Big Jesus, Mike Pence, Big Business, Donald Trump. Right? Big Microsoft, Bill Gates. What happened with Melinda? Why do this nigga hate Africans so much? I think somebody seen Bill Gates naked in Africa. I think somebody took Melinda from the foundation one day and did something. Because this nigga's hell-bent on killing him some Africans. I don't know why. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know why. He say shit with a smirk on his face. And niggas let him eat. They knew that he was in Africa eating food. Let's talk about that part. There's no celebrity that heard nothing. While you niggas was backstage in the green room and whatnot, taking selfies, you didn't hear about Harvey. You didn't hear about Jeffrey, my nigga. Jeffrey was Big Zaddy when he came through. Niggas closed all of you niggas' doors, and you knew that the big dog was coming in. Nobody knows about that? Nobody want to talk about that? Why you ain't turn the camera back? I did. Yeah. Nobody knows about that? I don't understand. So you don't hear none of the celebrities tweeting to say, yo, as a matter of fact, now that I think about it, Jeffrey Weinstein didn't kill himself. Or Harvey Weinstein really did that. Or I heard of some shit. Or I know where they holding mad little stolen children. Like, none of them got nothing to say. They just be like, word, word. But yo, did you see Trey Songz is out here making girls twerk? And Tory Lanez? You know, there's a fucking pig pen of buffoonery taking place. And everybody is following the breadcrumbs of ignorance. In a motherfucking, it's like the way that how the numbers is counting, it's just troves of fucking sheep. It's troves of dead Negroes. It's troves of Walking Dead, nigga. It's trolls of motherfucking all kind of niggas with corona symptoms, coronavirus symptoms, with compromised symptoms, with weak immune systems, with all of the parasites leading the way, with all of the bacteria leading the way, following, listening to the flute of the 5G, listening to the flute of the radio waves, listening to the flute of other parasites. That's how this shit go. You're not in control of your body. You know what I'm talking about? Get into biology and some other shit. KT the Arch degree. Yeah, So, the times that you're seeing right now, this is the times that has been spoken of, taught, spoken of, written of, sung about, poetically spoken of, all of these things. These are those days. So it's nothing to it but to do it. There's nothing else left to do but to do what we ain't been doing. And that's, listen, that's following, right? Believing, not just believing, having faith, and not just having faith in, working with and being a part of, right? Because faith without works is what? Being a part of putting your hands in the dirt, playing your role, getting on the floor. You know what I'm talking about? Getting on the motherfucking stage, or being behind the stage and helping to put on one of the most elaborate performances mankind and humanity has ever seen. Because it's going to take more than just people on the stage. This whole thing is a production. So the time that we are in is a time that many of us was created and built for. The times that we were in before this, we were built for that as well. But it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. So Voltron has formed officially. I'm talking about? The shifters have come together, and we are putting all of our resources, all of our energy, all of our power, all of our networks, all of our nodes, all of our quantum entanglements. Everything is coming together to form an entity and to form a force and to form a movement and to form a numbers built, because this is about numbers and this is about algorithms and this is about a lot of other things. This is the matrix, by the way. You know what I'm talking about? You are jugging in a digital world, in a digital quote unquote, it's beyond digital. Digital shit changed when this whole thing switched over. We're in quantum. Go and watch my lecture, Quantum 2020. Go and watch the lecture, The Evolution Will Be Digitized. Go and watch the lecture, Facts 2020. Food, art, clothing, technology, shelter, firearms, finances, forex, arms, art, coding, culture, technology, transportation, shelter, strategy, right? Fear of a Black or More Messiah 2020, Year of Fear. Fear of a Black or More Messiah 2020, Year of Fear, Part 1 and 2. American Gods, Part 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing the 4 next week. Go and check all of these titles out. These titles will be available on Netflix. I have my own streaming platform now. Me and Blue Pill in the Pill family, we have our own streaming platform. It's not just it's all of our streaming platform. This is where consciousness lives. The same way Know the Ledge Radio is where consciousness lives. The same way Know the Ledge Media. The same way wherever we at, that's where it's living. So we're looking for original content. We're looking for screenwriters. We're looking for Afrofuturists. We're looking for people who understand the power of the pen to Hootie, come forward, and we're making it happen. So a year later, after the rising of the quote-unquote Black Messiah, we find ourselves in a place where the Black Messiahs have risen. Many Black Messiahs. The same Black Messiahs, by the way, that were in LA doing the ritual, during the ceremony, to pay homage to the Black Messiah. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to mine like 19 Keys, Pop Darby, Reza Islam, Blue Pill, Billionaire PA. My song was out there. You know what I'm talking about? I know A.A. Rashid was out there. You know what I mean? I could only talk about we was out there for 2 weeks straight. I can only speak about who I saw, who was in the mix. We was out there at the store. We was going live at the store. We was coming back to the store. We met up with his mother. Shout out to Mama Angelique. You know what I mean? We did a whole thing with her, with the Queen of Green. Shout out to the Queen of Green. Shout out to Queen of Four. You know what I'm talking about? We did a pop-up with Mama Angelique and the Queen of Green in the Healing Circle. And a bunch of, and it was beautiful in a loft. Upper echelon stuff. LA, downtown. Movie. Right? So, the prophecy, we witnessed that firsthand. Not from a place where it was great to observe what needed to be observed. You feel me? And fast forward a year later, where an interesting thing has taken place, right? There was a 3-king ritual. That's how I know this is real. There was a three king ritual that took place before we reached a year on April on 420. The 3-king ritual was, the first king was Ermias Ashtagan, right? When Farrakhan talked about the red and blue star Kachina and all of these other things. Then there was the other king that died. There was a newly crowned king of New York by the name of Bashar Jackson. Bashar Jackson, right? Another biblical name, another powerful name. The king of New York, Pop Smoke. King of New York, they killed him in LA, right? The kings go to the west to die. Then the other king that died before Bashar was our good brother Kobe Bryant, excuse me. Kobe Bryant, the king of Los Angeles, the king of the city of Los Angeles, the king of the West, right? Him and his daughter Gigi, right? That's the 3-king ritual before 420. So this is Black Messiah work. This is real life ritual. This is real life mythos. This is America. This is American Godism in the flesh. I mean, I'm not here. This is it. So what a fucking time to be alive, because you're here to witness this. You're here to participate. For those that are participating, keep participating. We see you participating. We appreciate you participating. You shaking the pillars of the matrix. You bringing this motherfucker to his knees, and we have to salute everybody that's out there doing the work. It's all love, it's all light, it's all everything for anybody that's on the front line with the and they shit going off like Griselda ad-libs. All my shooters, you know what I'm saying? All my shooters, if we in the shooting range, stay in your lane. No friendly fire. But it's a war going on outside, so it's time to form like Voltron. It will only be suicide to do anything otherwise. You play social distance in the physical world, and you master the digital world. where you can actually make 10 times more than you were making in the physical, because this shit is quantum. This thing is what we said it was. Red and blue pill. We said what it was. This is a whole new world. Welcome to this new world. This is the new world order. Treat it as such. You're not a victim and a victor at the same time, like Blue Pill said. Pick a fucking side and stay on it. You know what I mean? And act and be in your proper persona. Act as such. If you a victim, I don't know you. I don't deal with victim. That's Ice-T's unit. You know what I'm saying? We don't deal with none of that. I don't know you. I don't understand what you talking about. You nigga, my Saturn is in you know what I'm saying? My shit is in my Pluto, all of my shit is aligned. You know, so I don't understand that. It's victory only. This is victorhood. Casualties in war. This is victorhood. You fail forward. This is victorhood. You know, you take any single obstacle that's thrown at you, nigga, and you dunk that bitch. Fuck is you saying? And you on offense. What are you talking about? So I don't want to hear niggas bumping their gums if they not coming outside on offense. If you come outside ducking, nigga, you're on defense. If you hop off the porch, nigga, like you hopping off Jimmy Snooker, nigga, if you hopping off the motherfucking ropes, nigga, yeah, you're on offense. You Zion and Zion. You know what I'm talking about? But we need more action. You know what I mean? We need more action. There's too much reaction. Niggas is waiting to get their shit. You know, they keep waiting to get their pain body stroke. And we need more fucking action. So the people who are out here making it happen, the Action Jacksons, you know, sock it to their pocket. You know what I'm talking about? And make it rain in their motherfucking domain. You know what I mean? Make it rain on their domains. You know, and let's start with my name. Money sign Phil Moreland. You know what I'm talking about? PHILMORELAND, because I need more land. And like I'm saying, I could go live on any given day and raise the motherfucking funds for more land. It can happen like this. So we living in now. The possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. It's up to the people to make their minds. Or do you want to be stuck in the motherfucking analog? Or are you ready to go digital, nigga? Bobby Digital. I'm not going to take your bars, Blue Pill. I'm going to let you cook. Are you ready to go digital? The evolution will be digitized. Niggas think we're just talking and don't understand when we out here laying tracks, nigga. We're laying the motherfucking groundwork, nigga. We're laying the motherfucking 5G network, nigga. It's 5 gods amongst us. You're not gonna stop the 5G. You better get on top the 5G. So it was niggas out here in the analog, back in the motherfucking BC before Corona. They was out here clowning and bumping their motherfucking their butter biscuits about their pie holes, about what are crystals and what are stones and what's the significance, and you know, all of this fuckery. You know what I'm talking about? All of this blasphemy. But now, you know, to be dripped in copper, you know what I'm talking about? They could give you an essential pass, nigga, to go and get some grass or some ass, nigga. All it takes is some. You could be like, yo, I'm copper down. You know what I'm talking about? I'm copper down, right? I'm good. So there's some things that we need to go to the sleep realm with tonight on this late edition of Sunday School. We need to know this, guys. You were to never allow any fucking knuckle dragger whatsoever ever make you feel like you wanting to live healthy, you wanting to wear crystals, you being the owner and the proud wearer of all things copper, you the consumer of all things CMOS, there's CMOS toothpaste. You know, they caught you in the kitchen making CMOS biscuits, you know what I'm talking about? And had things to say about you. Now they're ringing your phone and trying to FaceTime you from inside of COVID Unit 12, right? And that's not to say anything about those who, you know, look down upon you. But hey, there always comes a time when the tables will turn. And my friend, the tables are turning. The tables are turning so much that this shit feels like motherfucking table turning. Okay? This is like tabletop tennis, nigga. I don't know. The tables, the changing of the guard is taking place. Whatever you want to call it, you could call it. You could call it. There's some shit taking place because the COVID is a disruptor. COVID is a disruptor. It's the same kind of disruptor that Thanos was. It's the same kind of disruptor that the Ultron was. It's the same kind of disruptor that Apocalypse was. I'm speaking comic book terms so you niggas could get what I'm saying. You dig? I'm speaking those terms. But that's where it's at. That's where it's at. It's a disruptor. It's changed the way that everything is going to be done from this point forward. Whether it's something that's man-made, whether y'all believe that some bats flew in with this, whether somebody spilled a vial somewhere in a lab, or whether this is a provoked attack that needs to be, quote unquote, it needs to be, it doesn't even need to be proven at this point. Iraq didn't need to be proven. There's rumors of war, and that those rumors will increase as we go further because there is a lot of fingerprints at the crime scene, and there's a lot of contradicting stories. So somebody's lying. And if there's 5 or 6 strains in the USA, and that's the only place where it's at, then it's starting to look like this shit is coming from here. You dig? And the fact that people that look like us are succumbing to it in pockets. Do you know the Cook County Jail was the second highest place where the coronavirus outbreak was in America in the beginning? And the first place was New York City, a city of millions of people where people are coughing and breathing on each other. But rumor has it that the shit was in New York since late January. Because everybody was sick after Thanksgiving, which is mandatory. Niggas prepare for that. But then it lasted. And then people were starting to get struck down by February. So the inept or the quote unquote the purpose, because the Trump the administration was already forewarned of it in meetings already. They in February. So he has blood on his hand. They're telling you to vote for him because he got checks on his hand, right? They're telling you to vote for him, but he got straight blood on his hand. And if a black president or mulatto president did that, it would be a quote-unquote civil war. When the quote-unquote, when the militia did their dry run for the coup d'etat, when the militia did their dry rehearsal in Michigan, right? The 4th largest standing army in the world, based off of their hunting licenses in Michigan, the 4th largest standing army in the world. Look it up. When they did their dry rehearsal on couping City Hall and taking the government over, go and research Wilmington, North Carolina, the first coup d'etat in America, the Wilmington Massacre, where they toppled the black government, and that's what created what is known as the Deep South. Go and look it up. They toppled a fusion government. They murdered them, and they took over through the magistrates, through the courts, and they created a quote-unquote white supremacy's governmental system. I believe this is 1870, right? And from there forward was a domino effect in the rest of the South, and then you had this whole thing where we're at to this point, and nothing has changed. They still selling niggas. They still flipping them birth certificates like hotcakes. You know what I'm talking about? They still using people like guinea pigs. They still poisoning them. They still put you in the morgue. They still got Negroes on a titty in welfare state. Not even on a titty, on an infant-mill. You know what I'm talking about? On an infant-mill. They like, you can't even get on this titty. They still and they roping the immigrants in. They roping the people from, who don't really know. They just happy to be here. Isms, and they out here cooking. So the only pot that we're standing at, and that's the only stove that we're standing at, and really the only pots that we're looking in is the ones that we motherfucking are simmering. That's the only thing that you should be focusing on at this day and time. Anything else is uncivilized. You're wasting your time, and time, as you can see, doesn't even exist anymore. Once again, we're in quantum. It went from digital to quantum. If you want to study more about quantum supremacy, we did it 3 years ago in 2017. Then we just did Quantum Supremacy 2020. Netterflix.com. Become a member. Vote for us like you vote for anybody else. Vote with your dollar. Yo, Red, I get stopped in airports. I get stopped on highways. I get stopped in gas stations. I got stopped in the bathroom. I get stopped in restaurants. I get stopped in subways. I get stopped in courthouses. Yo, Red, you don't know what your brother, your mother, KT, Sabi, everybody in your circle, Know the Ledge Radio, oh my goodness, AA, Buddha Clinks, oh man, it transformed. I'm talking about the most beautifulest stories about caterpillars turning into butterflies. The most beautifulest stories about niggas turning into gods, goddesses turning into goddesses. The most beautifulest stories of people redeeming and utilizing examples of people that they could look at and be like, yo, if they could do it, shit, I could do it. And yo, I'm paying attention to what's being said. I'm paying attention, not paying attention. I'm taking this information and I'm applying it. And I'm becoming wealthy. I'm becoming healthy. Because health is wealth. And before Diddy said it, that was our motto. Health is wealth. Health and wealth, knowledge is self. Hawks. Niggas ran with it, but it had Lizzie's on it. That's our cloth. So it's been that. And it's gonna be that. And it's a beautiful thing that the people are now knowing that. Because that's going to raise the frequency of the planet. That's going to raise the frequency of the people. That's going to raise the frequency of people who were in a once dead state. We all got to rise. And everybody is not going to rise on your time. Not everybody's going to rise on my time. So what I need to focus on are the people who have already risen. The people who have arisen and the people who are already risen. And the newly risen. Rise up, little nigga. Because being woke, you could be woke, nigga. You could be woke, but you could be in the bed. Especially with these smartphones. Niggas is woke, but you in the bed for 2 hours. It's niggas that's woke that pee the bed and don't get out the bed. You could be woke, but you pee the bed. So woke ain't saying much. You know what I'm talking about? Woke ain't saying much. Woke ain't far away from, smoke. Because your woke don't want the smoke. Niggas go woke, stop wanting to smoke. You got gangster rappers that's woke, but left the smoke behind. You're not gangster in the woke shit. You're not doing no woke gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? We can't get woke drive-bys. We can't get a woke drive-by on Zimmerman. You know what I'm saying? They left the woke. They came into the woke shit. Niggas hopped into woke in the woke arena or woke marketplace because there's a lot of woke checks out there. You know what I mean? This is wokeomania. You know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of wokeomaniacs out there. You know what I mean? And it's a fucking Royal Rumble because woke is a marketplace. But niggas jump into the woke and left the smoke and left the strokes behind. They're not bringing no smoke into woke arenas. So I guess the woke arenas are like, because the liberals built it, so the shit must be smoke free. It's a green arena. You know what I'm talking about? This shit is a green arena. They're trying to fight climate change. Arenas that don't even have heat. You know what I'm talking about? It's just cold arenas. These niggas want you, they want to come up with some doofy science to convince you to be in cold places forever. Stay inside because the sun is fucking lit. And the sun is out here changing niggas. How about that? How about it's out here waking niggas up with that ghost DNA? Shout out to all of my niggas with the ghost DNA. How about it's waking niggas up with that motherfucking Nephilim DNA? How about they got motherfucking black goo? Did you see that? How about the motherfucking ozone is open? How about it's mad ships out here saying, nigga, set it off for something. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Are you niggas inside for real? That's what the ships are saying. Because they got infrared. They can see you niggas hiding. Playing Madden or whatever the fucking, doing TikToks. Whatever niggas are doing. But we could be making millions of dollars. That's one for everybody that's about a fucking bag. Because as you can see, this has nothing to do with a bag. This don't got nothing to do with a bag. This whole shit showed you that bags are really, it could be useless. The barter system came back. Landlords want box. Niggas don't even want to touch money right now. They're like, yo, I'm good. Cut my lawn one day. You know what I'm talking about? I hit you up. Cut my lawn one day. I'm good. Niggas don't even want to touch money. Cash App done took over. I hope you bought some stocks. The game has changed. So either you're going to change with it or you're going to look strange with it. Because I was just looking at niggas a few weeks ago wearing baggy jeans. I was in Harlem. It was a nigga. He came out of some time portal. He was walking in jeans looking like he was hiding another nigga in it. Right? This shit looked like burlap. You know what I mean? I was in a whip. I was in a whip looking, and he gave me a glimpse of how out of fucking sync and out of time and how out of whack niggas look for a long period of time. Niggas need to go to Wyoming and talk to Kanye, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Send that nigga a Cash App or something, because he semi-help niggas in the aesthetics of things. Superheroes wear tight shit, bro. You know what I'm talking about? God wears spandex, nigga. Superheroes, they shit is fitted. And the shorties out here, you been on OnlyFans lately? They looking like motherfucking Marvel Comics, Image Comics. They looking like Storm in 93. They getting their bodies done looking like Stan Lee drew them. How about that? How about wearing those days? Huh? I drew the dots from Instagram in the 90s. Yeah, I'm that nigga. How about that? I'm living out my dream. I'm living in my dream right now. I'm living in my dream. I'm living in my... The lectures that I watched when I was younger, all of this shit is happening simultaneously. The chicks that I used to draw on the flyers back in the days in Flatbush for the house parties or the hooky parties, I'm following them on Instagram. You know what I'm talking about? They lit. Some of them are in my DMs saying Hotep. And CMOS is popping. Nigga, my crystals is popping. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z just wanted to be like us. He out here running with the cloth. My nigga, my team is, everybody that I know, they winning. They're relevant. They booked. They overbooked. Nigga, call them bookmen. We got global dates. We're global now. We go global right now. You pay now. You don't have to wait anymore. You don't have to wait for me to come to your city, nigga. This is the city right here. You know what I'm talking about? This is the university in cyberspace. In the cyber realm, in the light realm, where Red Pill, Blue Pill, Morpheus, Filthmore, the Pillars, the Arch Degree, AA, the Kabbalah God, the zeros and the ones, That's what that's the realm. This is the light code. This is what Dr. Phil Valentine. I recommend y'all go and dig into the catalog of his earlier works dealing with the light code era or the light code transmissions or anything dealing with the light codes. He did a few lectures about it, but he's giving you the blueprint to the time that you're living in right now. Do not be arrogant. Do not think that you came into this shit in 2017 when niggas was trying to fucking kill each other on YouTube about if God was left-handed or fucking pigeon-toed and whatnot, and you think that you know everything because the nigga who you was dick riding, you thought that he won and whatnot. Yeah, he beat the whole religion. You know what I'm saying? He won, son. Did you know that? Did you know that? And no, nigga, you missed out on like 117 years of fucking teaching. You know what I'm saying? Recorded shit. Nigga, they got lectures from Garvey in the 20s. How about that? They got lectures from Elijah and the gods from the 20s going all the way to right now. You would have to clock in about 100,000 hours with the foundation before you start talking about. No. Just because this shit is in your hand and it's accessible, I'm saying this. This is a journey. And this shit has been laid out. You've been listening to parrots, maybe parakeets, niggas who repeat shit, not even verbatim. They stir frying shit. They mixing it up. You know what I'm talking about? Mix a little York in there. Pull a little Zechariah Ascension in there. I'm sprinkle some Credo. A little Delbert. You know what I'm saying? Put a little ranch dressing on that thing and shake it up. And niggas is out here with they gumbo politics. No, fuck out of here. You think I don't see it? I'm like this. Flag on the plate. These niggas is out here trying to remix shit. How about we just go to the source? Give me my dope. I'd rather die. You know what I mean? Give me the fentanyl, nigga. Give me that 11-hour Valentine. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I could pass out from that. Give me that horse. Give me that Bobby, that raw Bobby, nigga. We are living in a revenge of Bobby. I'm gonna let Blue cook. Tomorrow's 420. Melanin Monday. AA Rashid. Oh, I'm not sure. Black Dot, Blue Pill, Red Pill, and AA. I know that the God will be in the building. Blueprint 322. Yes. Blueprint 322. We're going to be going over the 10 years since we did the Blueprint 322, which, if you don't know, like I said, because a lot of people don't know the history, and I'm not getting at you, I'm not saying that you were required to know the history, but there's a history, there's a timeline, there's an ill story that it stretches all the way back. All the way back. This thing is an interesting story, and there's many pillars. It's not one-sided, it's not one person. It damn sure is not one organization, and it is really not even organizations. We're talking the conscious community, we're talking to scholars, we're talking to lecturers, we're talking a certain segment, a certain establishment, a certain sector of what we're now experiencing in this quote-unquote ecosphere. You know what I mean? A certain sector, but a very relevant, the quote-unquote divine spark of thought-based reality that we see right now. You got to give it up to the master teachers. And I'm not saying that you got to give it up. I'm giving it up. You know what I mean? I'm giving it up and they giving it back. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm edifying them. I'm making sure, and I'm seeing their works edified through other people's hands. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm utilizing technology. I'm utilizing my resources. I'm tapping into my power. I'm on some, what's that, Kardashev? Yeah, I'm almost there letting the sun work with me. Like, I'm linking up with different networks. I'm connecting different people. I'm seeing different people who are becoming rich off of the ideas that I shared with them. You know what I'm talking about? I'm seeing people who started out as master students turning into master teachers. You know, I'm seeing people mature before my eyes. I'm seeing people devolve and fall apart. I'm seeing people fall to pieces. I'm seeing people's stocks pivot. I'm seeing niggas that, you know, I'm seeing goofies. I'm seeing the goofies pop up. I'm seeing trolls do what trolls do. I see it all. We're in a wartime era right now. So nothing that you're going to see should be considered to be out of whack or out of what is considered to be you know, just out of your mind. Go inside. The ancestors who made Ascension, Baba Kalindi, right? Study all of his works right now. The power is about the now. The people, these powerful souls are ascending. These powerful souls are ascending. In their ascension, their works become immortalized. In a time like now, their works are more immortal. There's more relevant than any time. So everything that he has done should be listened to and taken. And what he was dealing with the heroic doses and with the psilocybins and all of that he was talking about, I encourage people to explore plant medicine. Plant medicine. Understand when I say plant and understand when I say medicine. Not the abusing of, not the overindulgence of, not the quote-unquote wholesale trying to profit and make it a money grab. No, not that. I'm talking about for healing purposes and for experiences of space travel, right? And for purposes of space travel and for purposes of knowledge of knowing thyself, the real thyself, right? The endless universe is the inner verse. You know, shout out to KT the Arts Degree. Shout out to my brother Dooley. Shout out to Hank Rosin. Shout out to Lester Lovin, Ross Ben. You feel me? We got scientists in our community. We got people who are here to help people become their God self. I would not be who I would not be sitting here if it were